All right, we are going live right now. We are doing the first episode of the podcast, and I'm really excited. And I'm gonna need your guys' help. For those of you watching in post, I'm gonna need to um, I'm gonna need you to be patient because this is my first time doing a podcast. It's basically a stream that's simpler, but make sure my audio level's okay and everything. You guys can help me out with that, and I'm really excited for you guys to help me out with that actually. So, we already have some people in the chat here. Hey, Garbage Gang, and Call Me Jumpy. If you guys notice, I have this cool little thing going on the stream. You guys can actually see your. You guys can actually see your messages here, your chat, and I'm really excited about that because then people watching in post, they can kind of like, whoops, I'm moving things around that I shouldn't. People can watching this in post. Now I could put it under the on-air thing, but I kind of like it down here, so it's kind of in the side. I know it's a little messy, but we're gonna see how this goes. So welcome to BoomCast. I might change the name. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm a little on edge right now. I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of things to say, and I don't exactly know how to balance it. You understand? Like, I don't exactly know where to put my ideas and how to display them to you guys in a way that makes sense. Now, is the mic too close to my mouth or anything like that? I think I'm going to change the chat box here live because I think it needs to be a little bit wider. I think we're going to make that 800 pixels wide so that messages are actually seen. You can't wait to start on your podcast? Well, you know what? I am excited for anybody trying to do that kind of stuff. Also, if you're watching this in post on YouTube, you should be able to see the chat fully live. Here comes the boom. Yeah, here comes the BoomCast. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but that's actually one of the things that inspired me to name myself. That was that song. Is the that's Saliva? What's that band's name? Someone said it's a little quiet. Well, you know what? I'm gonna tweak that, guys. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry. All my streams, all of my things are like, it's like I'm still working on it all these years later. So that should be a little louder, a little bit snappier. I can also adjust it on Windows side of things, so that could be good. In fact, let me do that right now. Unless you guys think it sounds fine, in which case I can leave it alone. But we're gonna turn that up to about 14 and see if that's a little bit better. Is that better? Okay, it's at max volume. It's a little low. Okay. We're gonna turn this up. There we go. Okay, so boo, get off the stage. Okay, I'm leaving. So the way this works, guys, is I'm gonna sound level is really low, my dude. I'm pretty sure I just fixed that. We'll see if you guys. It is better. Okay. I like hearing that. I like hearing that. Let me know if it needs to be any louder. This is not fun for the post listeners, guys. Just like double tap your screen and skip ahead. We're gonna make it even a little louder so that you guys at home don't have to like have your phone right next to you while you're listening to this. And one of the things I like about this is that it doesn't really require much. The chat isn't live. Well, I have the live chat here. The thing on screen is kind of almost for show more than anything. I have the live chat here, so don't worry. I think I'm responding to that way before it's going to show up on the stream. The stream is going to be delayed. I can't fix that. So anyway, what do you guys want me to talk about first? My opinions on everything are everywhere. My opinions are everywhere, and I have to sort them out somehow in a way that isn't just garbage, basically. But what do you guys think of the picture? It's probably gonna. What's the theme for today? The theme is going to be Black Ops 4. No, it showed up at the same time. Well, it's good. That's going to be delayed. So Black Ops 4. Everyone says Black Ops 4. Okay, we're going to talk about Black Ops 4. Now, I'm going to go into this critically, and I just don't want... What I don't want is people coming at me like, well, you know, we haven't played it yet, or you haven't played it yet. How do you know you haven't played it yet? Yes, that's obvious. It's obvious that I haven't played it yet. Like, no kidding. That's not even a disputable thing. Like, yes, I have not played Black Ops 4 yet. So that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to talk about it. So I can only talk about what I saw, just like you can. So yes, obviously I'm not going to review the game out of 10 before it's fucking out. Yeah, no kidding. So it's actually getting quite a bit of hate. It's also getting quite a bit of love, though. Like any Call of Duty, I think this is just going to be the thing every year now until people get tired of video games in general, is that we're going to see a lot of people that hate it no matter what. And I think, honestly, those are the people that hate Call of Duty no matter what. There are some people that haven't enjoyed COD since Black Ops 2. Some people that haven't enjoyed COD since Ghosts. And the people that haven't enjoyed COD since those games, I'm like, okay, fine, you're probably just not into the franchise anymore. And, you know, duh, frankly. So, you know, Cameron Jones asks, can you please do one on where people think that something is a ripoff just because it is in the same genre but has little to do with it, such as the Battle Royale games? I'm actually going to go after that first. That's actually a good starting point. Thank you. So a lot of people are critiquing Battlefield. Okay, so a lot of people are critiquing Black Ops 4. Let's get my talking straight here. A lot of people are critiquing Black Ops 4 for ripping off other games. Now, it's a fair statement to say that I think the last 3 Call of Duty games, whether I like them or not, took ideas that weren't exactly original to that title and instead took ideas that were a part of other games. And that's worth bringing up. That's worth bringing up. But let's this is what no one wants to talk about. Okay, so the accusation is Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is copying Fortnite. No. Fortnite's copying PUBG. Oh, sorry guys. PUBG's copying H1Z1. And H1Z1's copying DayZ. Do you really want to just go down that line? I mean, you could say it's copying Overwatch. You also could say Overwatch is copying Team Fortress 2. You know, the thing is you have to, like, ignore part of the problem to make the other part a problem. So I don't think it's a problem. I think Battle Royale, nobody owns the concept of a 100-player, no respawn free-for-all. Nobody owns that concept. Okay? Now, Overwatch owns designs like Reinhardt, Tracer, Torbjorn, Genji. Okay? Fortnite owns, maybe I could even say Fortnite owns the idea of building and collecting materials in a Battle Royale setting. I might even say Fortnite owns that idea. But when you talk about the way eliminations work, Destiny does that. If I'm remembering right, Destiny 2 does the same elimination process that Black Ops 4 is doing, but no one minds. Who cares? Like, also Battlefront 2 does that as well. It counts as an elimination. Hell, fucking Battlefront 2, I hope I don't say game names wrong. I get mixed up when I talk about them all in general. But in the new Battlefront 2, you get 100 points for dying. And anytime you put damage on someone, it counts as an elimination for you. So that is a common thing with games. let's talk about my personal opinion on, let's say, the Overwatch aspects and the Fortnite aspects that we saw, and even some of the Rainbow Six aspects we saw. We saw portable cover, we saw barbed wire being placed down. They have a system similar to Overwatch's Hero and Rainbow Six's Operator system, where you only can pick one per team, which I love. No more 6 ruins, gravity spikes. But like, again, they don't own those concepts. I personally think that as a Call of Duty game, it's not what I look for when I think of Call of Duty on face value. But looking at it as an FPS game, it's like, wow, that has criteria that I like from Overwatch, and things I like about PUBG and Fortnite and Rainbow Six, mixed in with how Call of Duty feels. And that's a big thing with me, guys. Call of Duty feels great to me. I'm sorry if you don't like it. But to me, it's snappy, it's intuitive, and I have better connectivity and less issues. Better connectivity and less issues than most goddamn people when it comes to that. So I'm going to completely dispute. I'm going to completely dispute the idea that it's ripping off ideas or that it makes it a bad video game. Okay, maybe it makes it a weird Call of Duty, but if Call of Duty has to get weird, that's fine. Yeah, now they're doing a 5v5, which is more similar to other games. And that's the thing, yeah. Here we go. Hi, everybody that's joined the podcast here. Battle Royale is a genre. You can't say that one pop music artist is ripping off another because he also sings pop music. Exactly. COD is dying. What do? Copy every game from the... See, I don't agree with COD being dead. And, it's copying... And it's copying things. I don't agree with that, because we've seen games that are dying. It looks like Titanfall 2. You want to see a game that's dying? That's Titanfall 2. That's Lawbreakers. That's Radical Heights. So you think about that for a second. We've seen what it looks like for a game to die or be dying. Call of Duty doesn't follow those patterns. It's been around so long that every title is going to polarize the fan base in 2 ways or 3. That's not disputable. You'll get tired of them over time. I'm getting tired of the annual release thing, which we'll talk about later, hopefully. We know what a game looks like when it's dying. Call of Duty doesn't look like it. So, look. They have a little bit of CSGO with the predictive recoil. I like that. That's not ripping off. That's the thing. It's not copying, in my opinion. They're good ideas. Now, do I wish Call of Duty would come out with something a little bit more original? Sure. But name one game that's done something original. Do you think Mech Combat is original? Do you think Destiny 2 is original compared to the first one? Do you think Halo's gameplay is original? Do you think Doom's game multiplayer is original? You can get games that feel more original. They feel more unique compared to the other things around the time. Sure. I would say that a game like Doom, like the Doom multiplayer, definitely feels more unique than a lot of other games at the time. But there's no way you can't draw you can't draw parallels to Halo and Quake when playing it. I'm sorry, that's asinine. So if you're gonna get mad about Call of Duty copying, then get mad about Battlefield copying. Get mad about Halo copying. Get mad about it all the time. Okay? And that's the best way I can put it. If you're going to be mad about it, it kind of seems virtue signaling unless you are really mad about the whole concept. Why no super chat? Well, because I don't have a large chat. I don't have a large fan base, so super chat's really good when you have hundreds of people coming in and you want them to be able to get their voices in on top of all the chaos while giving me a little bit of money. The thing is super chats get taken, they get percentages of them getting taken out by Google. I don't like that, so we're gonna not do that. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't even know how the Battle Royale mode for Black Ops 4 is going to work. So, Titanfall 2 is fun though. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is fun. That's not up for debate. Like, I mean, that's also it's also subjective. I mean, some people don't like that game, but I mean, it's dying. Okay, do you think it's not dying? I could prove to you that it is. Just go fucking watch somebody try to find a match on it. And that's the thing, is that Battle Royale games, Fortnite was almost a direct response to PUBG. Epic Games went, hey, you know what? We can do that. We can do PUBG. If people want that kind of game mode, we can do that. And they did it well. Fortnite doesn't have any real competition. I'm sorry, it doesn't have anything directly competing for its playtime. I'm going to not talk about PUBG because PUBG on console is only on one console right now, and it's in preview and it's optimized like shit. And on the PC side of things, it's still not perfectly optimized. It's still, you know, buggier than a lot of other games. The netcode is atrocious. So we don't have something on the level of quality that Epic Games can provide. So when you have a AAA game come in and say, hey, we're Battle Royale, or Red Dead Redemption says, hey, we're Battle Royale, if Battlefield says, hey, we're Battle Royale, Fortnite can definitely lose its life. Fortnite might be dead by December. Think about that. Fortnite might be dead by December, or be cut in half by such a significant margin that it won't rule your news feeds for the next several years. Pokemon Battle Royale mode. Yes, I'd play that. Ditching campaign with Battle Royale. They have something that's kind of like a campaign. It's narrative driven. I think they probably put more work into the zombies. Sorry. A little air bubble there. I think they're more likely putting more time into the zombies than the campaign time probably went into the zombies. 3 zombies experiences at launch? Are you kidding? It's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, but we don't know how big the multiplayer is. What I'm worried about is that we're going to have a similar issue with COD World War II. We're only going to have 9 multiplayer maps, and then the Battle Royale mode will fill in for the rest of the multiplayer. I hope that's not the case. And they are talking about it like it's a whole new mode. I think you're going to load up the menu, and it's going to be like multiplayer, Battle Royale, and zombies. And I think that's very, very important to realize. So it's all speculation, and you can speculate all you want. But okay, let's talk about the campaign for a minute, actually. Fuck it, okay. The campaign needed to be there. I have never felt like I walked away from a COD reveal empty. Sometimes disappointed, sometimes confused, but empty is not a word I would use to describe a COD reveal, except for with Black Ops 4. I wondered the whole time, I'm like, please announce an open world. Please announce it. And they didn't. They fucking didn't. They announced Battle Royale instead, and I was bummed out. So I think something was definitely missing from this year's reveal, because I'm like, okay, obviously more people are playing the campaign than multiplayer. If campaign was selling copies, do you think Activision would let Treyarch go without making one? Hell no. So it's clearly not selling copies. Yeah, ditching it for a trend, I think, is stupid, but I'm sure it makes sense to them in a business standpoint. And if we get a better multiplayer, if we get the best Battle Royale, let's just say this. If everything's better, zombies feels better, multiplayer feels better, such on and so forth, then maybe it was worth it. If we get a game that feels as incomplete as Black Ops 3 did, as unoptimized and as unprepared as Black Ops 3 or COD World War II was at launch, I'm going to wonder where the hell did that development time go? Because if it all got sunk into a Battle Royale mode halfway through development, I'm going to be pretty fucking mad. I'm hyped. You never know. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm hyped because I'm a gaming channel. I'm an FPS channel. Guys, I'm excited because I want to see if it sucks. I want to see if it's fun. I want it to be something I can either rant about because it makes me angry. I can let you guys know if it's boring. That's what bothers me about COD World War II. is I don't get to work out my anger on COD World War II. Okay? Because there's nothing for me to really talk about. It's boring. But when it comes to this game, I feel like there's actually some interesting changes and some crazy tweaks to the COD formula, like the way healing works and the way multiplayer works and the way the health system works and everything. It's like I'm excited to really test something that's complex and different for the Call of Duty franchise. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So I just realized something that I didn't do, and I feel really bad. Is that I didn't actually okay, there we go. I didn't have the alert box on, so if anyone would have donated, it wouldn't have shown up. So it's a good thing I fixed that. God, I'm running out of screen real estate here. I'll just put that up there. COD needs to be back on top. I kind of agree. I think Call of Duty needs to do something that gets people buying it, more often. But the thing that I have to bring up, and this is not an irrelevant point, and this isn't to stand up for Call of Duty, it's to stand up for critical thought. You can't say Call of Duty's dying when their least selling titles, okay, are still selling way more than their competition. The day Halo, an Xbox exclusive, beats Call of Duty, the day Battlefield beats Call of Duty, I will eat my words. And in my comment section, I'm going to eat a lot of shit too. Like, come on, like that's what has to happen for me to say maybe Call of Duty's dying. But Infinite Warfare, I think, was their least profitable Call of Duty, and it still outsold Battlefield. The fuck? Oh, because of Modern Warfare Remastered. Okay, then people are still putting money into Call of Duty. I don't like every Call of Duty. I don't like every Call of Duty. In fact, I make fun of Call of Duty. A lot. But I wouldn't put myself so out there in terms of what is real and what is not by saying something is dead when it isn't. That would ruin, I think, maybe you guys don't want to hear this, but I think that if I was to say, or if you guys were to say, that, how do I say this? If I was to say that something was what it isn't, that would ruin my, I think it would skew how you guys see me. But some people don't think that way, which is kind of cute. And I mean that to be as condescending as it sounds, I'm sorry. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you were right? But you're not. And so I'm kind of just rambling here as I sort something out. Okay. Will you buy the new Halo? Yes, I'm going to be buying the new Halo, the new Battlefield, the new Red Dead, the new Call of Duty. I'm excited for all of them. I am definitely excited for all of them. What I'm doing right now, which you guys cannot see, is setting up something so that you guys can join and talk to me soon here. We're going to say... user limit is 2. Okay. So, what else do you guys want to talk about here? Because I have some other opinions about the reveal, and a big one that I wanted to talk about is that and I'm sorry for the long pause there. Still getting used to this. I want to talk about the fact that I don't think Call of Duty as a company, as a product, as a franchise, treats its fans like they're FPS players or gamers. I don't think they do at all. And the reason I say this, and you guys can disagree, is that they kept, and this is just an example, but they kept. I'm getting ahead of myself. The studio head at Infinity Ward at the time of Call of Duty Ghost said that Call of Duty players are not gamers; they're Call of Duty players. I thought that was a really interesting statement because he's right. And that's a fact. A lot of Call of Duty players are not your average gamer. They're Call of Duty players. They play Call of Duty, and that's just about it. That is just about it. And that's something that's really hard for me to dispute. Because every time I look at the Call of Duty fan base, a lot of times they just seem out of touch, and I think it's because that's just all they play. But I don't think they see their fans as gamers, because the whole thing leading up to Black Ops 4 was what? Forget what you know. Okay. The fact that they ran that forget what you know shit and then showed us things that, yes, are new to Call of Duty, but are not new to the shooter genre. I don't think you can point out one thing in there that is new to the shooter genre. It doesn't have to be. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I think they make games. It's hard to say, but because I'm going to get a little bit of backlash here, but I think they make games for Call of Duty fanboys. I don't think they make games for first-person shooter fans, and I think that might be why shooter fans like Battlefield players and Overwatch players they grew out of COD. It's because it's made for the people that maybe haven't seen those things. But as people play more and more games and are more and more not educated but understanding that Overwatch exists and Rainbow Six exists, it's like, what do you mean why would you advertise it as forget what you know? Why not say better Black Ops or you're not ready or something more vague? Forget what you know. I knew everything I saw. Zombies was vague, which tells me that it's just going to be more of the same, but just a new Easter egg and new characters and new setting. But it's going to be more of the same zombie stuff we're used to, with maybe some different mechanics. The lack of campaign, and the fact that, you have like, the Battle Royale mode, everyone knows what that is, and you have multiplayer, which is basically the same COD formula, but with one less player per team, and a system that is more reminiscent of Overwatch, Rainbow Six, and that has to be noted. So the only reason they would say forget what you know and then go with that is that they are making games. They are making games for Call of Duty fans, not FPS fans. I don't think it's bad. I don't think that's a negative thing. I'm sorry if you guys think it is. I do not think it is. But it is worth bringing up because, at least just for the sake of discussion. But now we are going to try something kind of interesting. Okay? We're going to... Oof. This is going to be rough, guys. But we're going to do this. And if anybody has their everybody open your Discord right now. Everybody open up your Discord right now, and we are going to we're going to take on a viewer. So hopefully everything works. if COD 4 never came out in 2007 and any COD in between now and COD 3 wasn't released, Black Ops 4 would be COD 4 of this video game generation. That's why the slogan was "Forget what you know." I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit stretchy, but okay. So if you guys go to the description, you will see the same link, but I will post it in the chat as well. You're going to be seeing it now. And if you guys want to talk on the stream, you will be heard on stream. So please make sure you don't have a lot of background noise, dogs barking, kids in your room. Please don't be having sex when you join. It's always going to be a fear of mine. And, well, if you don't have Discord, that's fine. So now we're going to create a instant invite. And we're going to put it. So if you guys are in the Discord now, I'm guessing. If anyone's in the Discord, we're gonna place this shit here. Bam. And you guys can join that. And we're gonna have our first viewer join here pretty quickly. I'm having sex. Can I join? Please no. Please don't do that. Now you can be a little kid. We're only gonna talk for like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not gonna like have you be the co-host of the show. That's not what it is. So if you're in the Discord server, I just placed a link. I can do it again. A link to the live video. And once you join it, you can be my first caller. Okay? If you prank call me, I'm going to ban you. Like, no exceptions on that one. I will fucking I will ban you. It's gonna it should auto join you. Did I do something wrong? Let's figure this out here. Oh, I don't have the option to connect. But now it's not locked. How do I? Did I do something wrong?
Hello?
Oh, hi. I think I can hear my live stream through your mic though.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, hi. I think I can hear my live stream through your mic though.
Yeah, I can't hear you through. Sorry, I just turned my phone down. I can't hear you through Discord, but I can hear you through the live stream. It's whack.
That's on your end because it's coming through. That's weird. Let's figure this out, guys. This is gonna just be a little bit. This is just a stupid learning process. Input device. We're gonna say, oh shit.
Hi.
I know what happened. I think I know what happened. Enable that. Okay, and we're gonna say that. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because it says I'm coming through. What the hell? It says I'm coming through. Okay, so he backed out of that. I don't know how to make it so that this is locked, but you guys can join. I don't understand. Well, this is interesting. Oh, you know what I can do? I can make it so you guys can't view the channel.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Good evening, or morning, or whatever time it is for you.
It's a little bit late evening for me.
Got it.
Okay. So since you're the one that joined the call, no, and I maybe should have made this clear, so I don't want to put you on the spot. But what's your question? What's your topic for the stream? Whoops.
I'm pretty certain this is kind of dumb to throw in, but So basically, for the whole, Black Ops 4 Zombies thing, the whole Voyage of Despair. Um, so basically, throughout the whole uh, zombie saga from World at War to Black Ops 3, the perks, the perk machines were kind of already explained much. But the ultimate question is, how will the perks be explained for a map like Voyage of Despair? How do you think that'll be explained?
I So you're talking to someone that doesn't know a lot about the zombie storyline.
Eh, should have figured as much.
Yes.
But
So it's I don't know. I mean, the chat might be able to answer that for you better than I can. I've never been too into the zombie side of things.
mm, yeah.
But do you, anything else? Because I'm sure you watch my channel, so I'm sure like you kind of know like
Mm,
general things.
yeah. Another thing is, I really do wonder how. I wonder what other kind of specialists might be in the game besides the eight we already know of. Like, I also just random thing to note. It's kind of. But I mean, I wonder. I don't really. I find it strange how in the multiplayer reveal trailer that they for Firebreak they use the same model for the Purifier as in from Black Ops 3.
Mm-hmm.
I found that a little weird.
Do you think it's laziness?
I don't think it's laziness. I don't really know exactly why, but it's just a little strange.
It doesn't fit the tone of the game, that's for sure. I thought that it was a little bit like I think they're using the I could be wrong, so no one quote me on this, but I think they're using the exact same engine as Black Ops 3. It doesn't look
Mm,
any different. Like there's some definite improvements. I can see them like graphically, but it looks like the same exact engine. And I'm wondering if they're just gonna reuse assets because the fire effect was the same, and so was the purifier. And so you have this like darker Firebreak character who is darker. He's more gritty. He's more believable. But then he has this bright orange Nerf gun in his hand, and I did think that was that was a little weird. Um, because I was thinking like you could speculate that hey maybe um you could speculate that maybe there's something wrong with that, like maybe that shows that they're lazy or they're just um rehashing old shit, which is a kind of a bad that
but then,
it's a bad idea, but again that's speculation. You could just go with that with anything.
yes, but there lies in the thing. Currently, right now, the game's in free alpha, so that is subject to change.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, and I think some things will change. I think some things will be like I think some things people like to praise Black Ops 3 a lot. But there were
Mm,
things in there that irritated the player base throughout the entire life cycle from what I saw. And if they're direct like if they're back in the game, like the purifier just like, it touches like the bottom of your heel as you're running away and you cannot escape the death if it gets one hit marker on you. I feel like they're gonna have to change stuff like that. The gravity spike I'm not as concerned about anymore because you can't double jump. You can't like climb up on a wall and then you can do the grappling hook, but not all the time. And I feel like that'll kind of balance itself out. You're going to be a lot less effective with a
mm.
gravity spike if you can't get elevation. So yeah, yeah, that was kind of weird. It was like a juxtaposition, a little bit. Where you're kind of like, this does a lot of things in there didn't fit with the overall aesthetic, and I'm wondering if it was just reported in.
Yeah. Also, another thing relating to like the specialists, I find it a little odd how like some of the specialists from Black Ops 3 are returning. Like for example, Sarah,
Sarah, Firebreak, and Rowan,
Ajax.
Battery.
Well, yeah, Battery and Ajax. Wait, yeah, Ajax was in Black Ops 3.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate question is how would it make any sense for them to be returning? That's the
Well, it's like a
question.
prequel, right? It's like they say it's like between
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 and 3, so it's like before everything that went on in 3.
Yeah. I guess that would make the most sense.
Right. No,
Yeah. Hmm?
no, I mean
Uh,
I'm kind of concerned that it's going to be a lot of the same from Black Ops 3, and I tweeted, I made sure to tweet this before the reveal came out so that people didn't think I was like flip-flopping or anything. I said I do not want Black Ops 2.5 or 3.5, and I feel like we have a mix of the two, which is something I didn't expect. I didn't expect to see basically a lot of the mechanics from Black Ops 3 with more of the boots on ground style of Black Ops 2. I was like, this is very strange because um I was expecting them to go one way or the other, and it actually surprised me. I don't know where I stand now because it's like I didn't want
mm,
it to be a reiteration of the previous two Black Ops games, but it's like a reiteration of both of the last Black Ops games, and that's like okay, and
yeah.
it's interesting, see what happens.
Yeah, and also hmm, what else could I bring up as like a topic of discussion here?
No pressure. You
Well,
guys
I
can't see
mean,
it, but he's got a Final Fantasy 15 profile picture, so I like him. Um, that was my
I'm
game of the
just
year when it came out.
I'm just one of those weird people, you know. Anyway, another random question to toss in.
Sure.
Wait, wait. Since the whole swimming mechanic is coming back, do you think they might make more maps that involve that mechanic?
I hope so. I hope so. In a way that's meaningful. It wouldn't be useful if it wasn't. It wouldn't be cool if it wasn't meaningful. If it was just more of like a gimmick.
Yeah, like isn't for example like Black Ops 3, it had like what, three, four maps where you could swim.
I only thought
One
the what would it be?
was like, well, one of
Prison.
the obvious maps that had like the swimming mechanic in it was like one of the DLC one maps, and then
Hmm.
after that you just didn't see the mechanic ever
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yeah, that I. People complained that the Black Ops 4 trailer looked really gimmicky and really shoddily put together. And it was just throwing a lot of shit up on the screen. Kind of like, and that's people crucified Infinite Warfare's multiplayer reveal for. It's so much information that it's like, are any of these things fleshed out, or do they just make for a good trailer?
Mm,
I hope the water mechanics done in a good way because you can't booster jump out of the water anymore, which I thought is really cool. I'm like, okay, so you have the water mechanic without the ability to fly out of it like a fucking dolphin. You actually have to get up to a ledge and climb yourself out. Um, so you have to have an exit strategy. But will that just make you a sitting duck though? Which would be my concern as well. Like, am I just gonna want to avoid
mm,
the water because using it puts me at a severe disadvantage? I don't know. Or maybe it stops damage a little bit, so you can take more shots in the water, which is one of those things that's it's based on
mm,
reality but isn't exactly what counts as it. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I really do. Someone wants us to talk about just for a last little topic here. Someone says talk about Battlefield 5.
Ooh,
Are you a
about
Battlefield?
that.
Are you a Battlefield player?
Uh, well, in the past, yeah, I played it like on and off, but not really all that much. But it wouldn't hurt to talk about it.
Well, okay. Well, someone else said, do you want to talk? You want to talk about the battle royale?
Oh yeah, about that.
Okay.
Therein lies the ultimate question. Um, how exactly will it play out?
Right.
There, yeah. I mean, it'll be its own thing. Like, will it be a part of the Black Ops 4 or will it be standalone? Like, there, that's the question.
I don't think it's gonna be standalone because I think they would have said if it was standalone.
Yeah, if it was standalone, they probably would have said it was standalone.
But I do think it is going to be its own entire mode. I don't think it's going to be looped in with the multiplayer the way the war mode was with COD World War II.
Yeah, and also also, like, uh, will it have like its own a variety of modes, like solo, duo, squad, or will it just, for some idiotic reason, just be a glorified 50v50?
I see. That's interesting. I hope they do have a 50v50 mode. I'd like it to be 50v have a 50v50, have a classic battle royale, and then have able to have a squad. I think if they do that,
Mm.
then they can compete because a lot of people will. A great example, okay, a great example I can draw to is Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is a good game, but a lot of people go to Ghost Recon Wildlands because Wildlands allows you to play with three of your friends instead of just one of them. So I think that's kind of the same thing. Or is that like they have to make it so that it properly competes with other battle royale games out there. Otherwise, people will be like, "Yeah, I like the Black Ops battle royale, but I can't do it with all of my friends, so I go back and play Fortnite." So,
Yeah, and the whole mechanic of like, and then therein lies another question about the whole blackout game mode.
mhm.
Basically, in the trailer, Vandahar had mentioned that, like, oh, you can play as a bunch of different fan favorite characters, but then therein lies another question: how exactly will you be able to play as all these different characters? Is there just going to be like a tab in which you can like change the character that you're going to play as?
Oh, so you mean like when you get into a multiplayer match, like what specialist are you gonna play as? Is that what you're saying, or are you talking about battle royale again?
I'm bringing up Battle Royale.
I think probably Battle Royale is going to have its own customization menu, and via challenges or events or maybe supply drops, you earn skins of old Black Ops characters or whatever, and then you can just put them on, kind of similar to how Fortnite does it. Maybe you can buy them directly with COD points. Maybe you have to get them from supply drops or challenges. I don't know. And someone in the chat just said supply drops in all caps.
Oh God, I mean, hey, it's pretty dead fucking obvious that there's gonna be supply drops.
I wish, you know what I was hoping for? Anyone that watched the reveal, did you know the whole thing where it's like, will there be thruster jumping in the game? And on the screen, it's like, no. Will there be wall running? No. And then I wanted him to go, will there be supply drops? And on the screen, no. I was crossing my fingers for it. I thought if I said a prayer to Jesus and Allah, I could maybe get the the Call of Duty fans like a little bit of luck. But no, no, they didn't even bring it up. Or also, they didn't bring up the time period. They keep saying it's the most replayable Call of Duty ever. I'm like, well, if it's only around for a year until Infinity Ward does something, then it's going to be as replayable as any other Call of Duty, right? Because even Black Ops
Yeah,
3, the famous Black Ops 3,
yeah,
it died. The player base shrunk drastically midsummer. Midsummer and onwards, it just went like downhill until I couldn't find a match. I made a whole video where it was just me sitting looking for a match. I uninstalled DLC. I installed DLC. I couldn't find a goddamn match of Team Deathmatch to save my life. And if I did, the connection was terrible. I'm like, nobody's playing this. Which kind of strikes me as weird because that's my personal experience that I even documented. And then I hear later that it's the most played Call of Duty. And I'm like, well, something doesn't add up here because if it was the most played Call of Duty, I'd be able to I would have been able to find a match in it during its life cycle year. They haven't demonstrated to me that Black Ops 4 is a replayable Call of Duty. They didn't demonstrate
okay.
that.
So generally, since Black Ops 2 takes place in like 2025 and Black Ops 3 is like 2065, am I saying that? Am I correct?
That sounds right.
Yeah, so it's like probably in between there. So I guess the best margin of area would be like 2040s. I don't know. I'm just throwing in a guess here.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like around 2040s times or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I want to say something, but oh, wait, it's like just throwing in the small joke here. It's like Black Ops 3 is the most played Call of Duty of all time. That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean that's what you see when you look at any Call of Duty after a certain period of time. Even if everyone loves it, people stop playing it. So what I think, and I know, and this is what I'm thinking. Treyarch has said this back with Black Ops 3. I don't know if you guys remember, but Black Ops 3, Treyarch said, and I'm gonna get a new caller here in a second. But Black Ops 3, they said this will be the Call of Duty that breaks the cycle, which they were talking about, which is the, you know, play the current COD, get excited for the new COD, get bored of the current COD, buy the new COD, just loops over and over again, then you kind of hate on the COD before it, and they said they were gonna break that cycle, and now they're saying they're the most replayable. Demonstrate it. You didn't show us one thing, and so now I'm gonna get a new caller. But thank you so much for being the first caller on my podcast. And I love your Cindy profile picture. She's my waifu. I appreciate that.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm just generally one of those weird people that but I digress. Yeah, it's
Your
kind of
secret's
nice
safe with
being
me.
on here.
Your secret's safe with me.
Yeah.
I have the same secret. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for showing up.
Got it. And maybe if I'm lucky, I might appear on occasion.
Oh, I hope so.
I don't know. Yeah. By miracle.
All right. Well, that was awesome. First guy. We're gonna take another caller here. We're going to do kind of a first come first serve. We're gonna do create instant invite. We're going to copy, and it's gonna go into my Discord. By the way, these links are going into the Discord. These are not going into the chat. So if you want to join, you have to be in my Discord from the link that you'll find in the description. So I'm gonna paste and do this, and let's see who joins. And there he is. Okay.
Hey, Boomer, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good.
Sweet.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. That was a big day, though, for Treyarch today, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The mandatory healing, though, what do you think about that?
The mandatory healing. We'll see how it plays out. But from how I look at it, it will kind of remove autopilot. It's removing that kind of thing that Call of Duty players have been on autopilot with since COD 4. And it'll force you to have to think about your health. We haven't had to think about our health for a while. Now we can see our health bar.
And like our map positioning.
Right. So we have to think about where we are to regain our health more so than we used to, because you actually have to, take your thumb off the stick or on keyboard or mouse, PC Master Race, whatever. But on the controller, you're going to take your finger off the left stick and click in to start healing yourself. And I think I might actually map something on my Elite controller to that so I can do it on the move and not worry about it.
Right. Now, do you think this was only implemented because of the new Battle Royale mode?
Oh, you know what? You might be right. You might be definitely right.
And they couldn't separate it from like the game code or something?
Well, I don't think it's that, but I do think it's a really good way to slow down the gameplay without slowing down the gameplay. Because if people have to think a little bit more and take instead of just happening, take an extra second to cause it. Like, it'll slow down the gameplay. Maybe what they realized, even with 5v5, it was too hectic. People were being too aggressive. So having them have to, think for a second, where am I? Can I take a second to heal myself here? That's great. And if that works out, then I'm really happy. If I find it to be tedious, I mean, I play a lot of Battlefield. So I'm all used to, like, throwing down a med kit for myself because I got hit. So it's going to be more intuitive than that. We saw how quick it is. It's not like it takes like a year, but maybe it's just to like kind of slow down the gameplay and make people have to think about it a little bit more than they already do.
So do you think perks will return and Juggernaut will return with it since there's mandatory healing?
Oh, if Juggernaut's in the game, I'm gonna not like it. I'm almost gonna lay dollars.
Even with mandatory healing?
Yes, because I don't want somebody. I don't even like the fact that you can boost somebody with a health gun and they can come in instead of having 150 health, they have 200. I think that's ridiculous.
Right, that's 50 more HP than a typical Call of Duty.
That's yeah, and then when you get boosted, that's 100 more HP. That's double the time to kill. Well, what matters is the
Right.
time, like the guns. The damage per second on the guns is what really matters. The health could be 1,000. You just change the damage numbers. That's fine. But to me, I don't like the idea of Juggernaut. But they did confirm that perks are going to be in. They actually tweeted a picture of the perks. I made a video on it, and I kind of just picked on it a little bit because people were like, "Oh my God, in Vandahar we trust." I'm like, come on,
Right.
we've seen perks.
Everybody's so thirsty for Vonderheart. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
oh, well, yeah, and I understand. Like, I love Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward sucked me into Call of Duty. Treyarch was my gateway drug. Infinity Ward, like, kept me playing with Modern
Yeah, I mean
Warfare
they
3 and
created they created the foundation for what it is today. So
and I just like the way their games feel, but I would never be like, oh my God, Infinity Ward's new Call of Duty has perks. I'm gonna cry. Like, why does that matter? Because like
now,
people didn't like the basic training system is the best defensible position, but it's still to me like,
right?
okay, but the basic training system was just kind of a more limiting perk system. It's the same criteria.
Yeah, like
Principle.
World War II is really basic with how the perk system goes. It's not even a perk system. Pick 10, nothing like that.
It's
You think
unnecessary.
Pick 10's coming back then?
Oh, Pick 10's also coming back. They did confirm that. They confirmed that.
I don't recall them saying, but
If you go on their Twitter, they have a
they-
picture they tweeted out of like
the perks, yeah.
the perks, and then they also tweeted out a picture of like these little squares, like 10. It said 10 out of 10, and it says
I got you.
yeah, okay. So they showed that off. I'm one of the few people, and I've been called an idiot for this. I actually like the Pick 13 system, where you could kind of like use those things.
Yeah, you get more freedom with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think they would
And
be
the more freedom, the better, since they're locking our specialists one per player
right,
in a
sure.
match.
And the other thing is that now they're doing the 6 attachment thing again. From what we saw in the reveal, they're doing the 6 attachment thing again. I'm like, give me 3 more perk points, so I can
Right.
really fuck around with my guns.
You never know. They probably will. I mean,
They could.
we'll
They could.
see when the beta comes.
Oh yeah.
Whenever that comes, it might come in August, July. Who knows?
I hope it. Well, I mean, okay. Well, usually it comes in August, but now it's launching a month earlier. This Call of Duty is a month
But
earlier.
you would think they would have to beta the BR mode, right, instead of the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, I think if they did both at the same time, so maybe we might get one in July and one in August.
Just one big stress test. You think?
I would say a week-long stress test would be important because Call of Duty's never done that before.
No, I heard only PCs getting dedicated servers and not console.
That's not true. Every Call of Duty since Call of Duty Ghosts has had a hybrid system, but PC doesn't have a hybrid system. I don't quote me on that.
I think they just adopted one though for this game.
Well, that's the hybrid system chooses based on where you are. If it
Either
decides
PvP or
it decides if you're going to connect to a host player or a host server.
Right.
Because sometimes a host player is actually faster. Because if you live in a rural area, it might be better to connect to someone in your state that doesn't have a dedicated server than it is to connect to a dedicated server that's hundreds of miles away because of where you live. So that sometimes needs to happen. Because every Call of Duty has had a hybrid system since Ghosts, and the one thing I didn't like is that they didn't bring up 60 hertz like Sledgehammer did about COD World War II. But that's a whole other thing. They didn't say it wasn't going to be there, but what I thought was that Black Ops 3 on PC didn't have a listen server. It didn't have a host system, but let's see. Okay. Scarecrow's actually in the chat, and he's a long-time Black Ops 3 PC player, so he can actually tell us: do you ever get host migrations on PC, or is it all dedicated? Because I think it's all dedicated, and that actually sometimes hurts the PC community because some people are just too far away from where the daddies are. So we'll wait for his answer there. But anything else you want to ask while we wait for that?
I mean, we've talked about a lot so far, but I mean, I'm hearing 140 players on the BR mode possibly, but that's a far stretch too. So I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
There's an infogram that I seen.
I'm gonna get close to both my mics here. 1 second. Whoa. 140. I don't fucking buy that. That's like
I can
planet.
link you a
That's like
picture in
that's
the.
like planet side numbers. Holy shit.
I can link you a picture in the chat here.
If they did that, that would shake. That would. Oh. Now let's just talk about it like it's speculation, because if it didn't come straight out of Treyarch's mouth, I think it's speculation. But even if it is, let's just talk about it like it's true for a second, actually, and look at it like this. If you wanted to set yourself apart from every other Battle Royale mode, what would you do? You would not just change the way the gunplay works and whatever, because people are going to have their different preferences. You make it bigger, and wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I think they're really gonna, if it all works out, it's gonna overtake, everything that came before in the battle royale genre. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, and I do think Fortnite's going to have real competition, because they have a big AAA company coming in saying, hey, we're going to do it. And we can't forget also that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to have Battle Royale as well. So,
Well, is that really confirmed though?
Yes.
I
So
don't,
we're going to have Old West Battle Royale.
because they've been just showing cinematic trailers. That's all.
Oh, but Rockstar did definitely tweet that out. GameRinks even made a video on it. So trust me, man. I'm a YouTuber. I never lie.
Oh, I got you. No, I got you. No problem.
All right. Well, thank you for joining the podcast. I think I gave you the same amount of time as the other guy.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, and next podcast I do, I hope you can join back, and
Hey, absolutely. Have a good night, Boomer.
Okay. He was good people. He was good people. Both of them were. I like this. This is fun. Someone says that I wish the health wasn't. I wish there wasn't 150 health. It makes enemies eat bullets. No, it all matters. It all matters about the gun damage. Again, like, you could have the health be at 1,000 HP, but if a gun did 1,000 damage, it would be a one-shot kill. What matters is the damage of the guns. And I'm leaning away from my mic because my phone is dying, and I need to plug it in. So 1 second. More players doesn't mean more fun, but more players, well, it could mean more fun. I don't know. Depends on how big their map is. Too few players might make it less fun. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we're going to put the Discord link in the chat again for new people, and then let them join my Discord thing. Oh, God, wow. I am burpy. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that Blackout mode has grapple hooks for everybody. I think that would be really interesting. I also hope you can private match on the Battle Royale mode. The background pic, like, I just read a text. I read a text out loud trying to say something else. My friend just texted me saying he liked the background picture I picked. Thank you so much, Dylan. Get your ass on Discord and you can join in. Oh, so, well, that's interesting. Okay. So, you kids want to join? You kids want to join my Discord? Let's do this. Let's get another caller on here. Let's get a negative point of view. If somebody has some really mean things to say, I encourage you to join. Let's do this. Here is the live video link. Let's see if we can get someone else to join in. Anybody's welcome. Come on, come on. Da, 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 da. But no, I really do hope we can private match on the Battle Royale map, because it's going to have like raid and other things on it. I've already joined in Spoken Boom. Okay. Oh, you're Icarus, right? Oh, you're Ultra. It said you were Icarus. Ultra, okay. I do see the picture that is linked in the Discord. I might make a video on that. Thank you so much. You'll definitely get a shout out if I do. Really, no one's joining it. Not even Thousand Fool or anyone? Let's see here. Let's do at everyone. Okay, now I've done it at everyone. There's no way I won't get someone now. You're too negative. Right, of course. Scarecrow probably has a noisy room or something he can't join. The TTK looked a little long from the gameplay, except for the fact that whoever was playing as Seraph was able to one burst somebody with a rifle from full health to 0. So, do you think the game will be good or bad? Black Ops 4 will be Black Ops 4, man. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew if it'll be good or bad. I look at it as promising. I look at it as not detrimental to anybody, and I think it could be a lot of fun. I saw that your name there in the chat was Jacob Peterson, and I thought it said Jordan Peterson, and I got really excited, and I was like, whoa, really? Okay. So, Scarecrow says, what was the thing that instantly stood out to you from what you've seen that you dislike? Oh, I didn't like the suppression effect on the LMG. I think that's dumb for Call of Duty, especially for how small the maps are. I do not see a point. I do not see a reason for that. Another thing that really frustrated me, I think, was the elimination thing. Not because it's a bad gameplay mechanic, but because the elimination thing instead of kills, I think it removes a little bit of the feeling of why I play COD. I don't mind it. It doesn't mean like the gameplay won't be fun, you know, but I mean, I don't think that's great. But I think the biggest thing that stood out to me that I was like, was the health boost. I think the health boost is the worst thing. I've said this before. If you have a first-person shooter with massive fucking discrepancies in how much health somebody has, I'm sorry, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's a good idea. I love the idea of manually healing yourself. I love the ammo crate where like the guy, like you walk over it and it shoots up into your hand like toast. I thought that was fucking rad. I really did like that, and I hope we get to see more stuff like that. You know, I like the idea of like having it be more team based, but it can't forget what Call of Duty is, which is kind of a slugfest. But if they want to reinvent it and see if it works, it's fine. They can tweak it later. Call of Duty World War II gives me hope because Call of Duty World War II proved that we can make a game, and if you don't like it, we don't mind reinventing the meta. So I don't think that Treyarch would be like so callous that if we stopped playing or got bored, they wouldn't take time to, you know, change shit. So let's see. Yeah, they flaunted a new Battle Royale mode and didn't back it up with gameplay. That's for E3. I guarantee you guys that's for E3. They tricked us last time about supply drops. Will that happen again? I don't think they've tricked us, but I do think they might rule. The supply drop idea might rule the end game content again. I'm worried about that because Treyarch has still very recently added guns into Black Ops 3, and I'm like, why, man? Why would you do that? That flat pisses me off. That straight up pisses me off. Because that's them saying, hey, even now we're okay with doing it, and you're going to buy our next game, right? Like, why would you put new fun guns into your supply drop system that everybody hates? Why not just give it to people? The game is old. The game doesn't have the player base they think it does. Oh, I mean, if it does, then I'm just not finding matches quickly. That's fine. That's on my end. Just downloading too much hentai, can't find a match, whatever. That's on me. But I mean, I don't see how it would hurt Activision to go, hey, Treyarch fans, here's a token, buy whatever gun you want. Why? Why not? What would that hurt? Would that hurt their bottom line? Oh no, we only made $1 billion this quarter. Damn it. We could have made $1.1 billion. Like, fuck you. I'm kind of bummed out because I thought the Thousand Fool wanted to join the the everything, but he's not here. He's been a long time supporter, and I was hoping to talk to him on the podcast. But you know, he can do whatever he wants. That's fine. I thought he was next in line, but I guess not. This is a Christian server, no swearing. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. My friend said that we need some music for this. It's hard to find music that isn't copyrighted to shit. Tell you what, I'll take a vote. Take a vote. Do you guys want a do you guys want me to play some music? Activision's the ultimate capitalist swine. I don't think so. I honestly, there's no one can give me empirical evidence that proves that Activision does anything worse than fucking EA. Like, yes, the supply drop weapons suck, but that's not even in every one of their games. I don't think that Activision is super evil. I don't see them as evil. I see them as a company that does take advantage of people in some ways, but I also see a company that makes, you know, good sacrifices for people and does give people good value sometimes. They're not, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're worse than Ubisoft or EA. I think everything needs to have a conversation. I don't think that just like Activision is the bad guy, you know, but some jazz wouldn't hurt. You're surprised of all the hate the game is getting. The trailers seem pretty cool. I do think the trailer is pretty cool. Scarecrow, if you want to join it, that's fine. I mean, go for it. I mean, unless there's like a lot of noise, that's fine. Nobody minds hearing a little bit of background noise, and that'd be good. I'm just thinking I could play some just like Traverse Town from the first Kingdom Hearts game, but I don't even know if that would even be a good idea. Probably not. Oh, Jesus. Why is it Jesus? Jesus, guys. Okay, so maybe that's too loud. Can you turn that down? Generally, when will these podcasts be happening? Well, these podcasts will be happening several times throughout the week. Hopefully, if I can do these, they're pretty easy for me to do. Hey, is this from the first town? It is from the first town. I'll just let it play for a bit. I don't know why no one's joining the chat. It's kind of making me mad. I'm gonna hop out of the voice connect. Okay. I kind of can't hear it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to play because so much of my stuff is copyrighted or just not good for this kind of thing. Um, I'm sorry. I'd like it to be. I'd love it to be actually, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Again, this is just a starting thing. We're just playing around here. Like, does this even fit a podcast? I don't know. Oh, Afro Ninja joined. Oh, he joined General. Okay, I don't think he joined the right thing there. But that's fine. So, see, it's just like I don't know what to play. I don't know. It's gonna be a bit of a thing, so I'll look, but. Here, we're gonna just delete these links here, and then we're going to gonna wait a bit. Okay, so Afro. Okay, well, if you joined and don't feel like talking because you're eating, it's like, I don't know. Twilight Town is fine. Twilight Town is fine. Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of sets a weird tone. I feel like it just sets a weird tone for everything. Can I just play Modern Warfare 2 gun sounds the entire time? Would that be okay with you guys if I was just like this? Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Just let that loop. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Today we're reporting from Afghanistan. Fucking Lord. What should I join? Well, you know what? If you want to talk, then we will do. Oh, Afro Ninja's a different person. Okay, neat. Okay. Oh shit, dude. We got a new fucking. Okay. You join the link that I just put into. I'm gonna put this in here, and you join. You join this. Okay. That's the link you use. And once you click that, it should put you right into live video. For Battlefield 5, what do I want the setting to be? I don't think it's Battlefield 5. I think it's Battlefield V for Vietnam.
There we go. Let me turn myself down.
Okay.
Podcast down. Yo, what's up, Boom?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
What do you got for me?
So, my biggest worry about BO4 right now is probably the stem pack thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly because the way that we know that I know the community is going to play. It's probably going to be a little bit more campy, even though we have a little bit more health. You know?
Right.
So
I'm getting a little bit of echo from your mic.
Yeah, that is me still. My fault.
That's no big deal.
But yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think the game is going to be a little bit more campy, or if you're like a little bit more excited for it? But for me, I think that it's going to turn into like COD World War II, where nobody moves out their spawn. You know?
Well, what I think they're doing, and this is kind of a clever thing, because we have a little bit of increased health, and of course that doesn't account for gun damage. We've already seen people getting one burst in their reveal trailer, so we know that that's a thing. But I do think that the longer time to kill in general could create a more aggressive playstyle. What creates a camping mentality is when people feel like they're not confident enough to win gunfights because of the way the game is made, so they decide to hide instead of get out and get in front of people. That's why you deal with very little campers in Destiny 2, but you deal with a lot more in COD World War 2. So I think Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is creating a system that does really cater towards aggressive play, especially with smaller maps in 5v5. I think that does cater to it. So I don't see it being too campy, but at the same time, uh, I wouldn't put it past it, because if it is smaller maps, it might turn into just lane watching and people just kind of head glitching, cover and then just watching the lane. If the match goes too slowly. But here's the thing, guys. I haven't actually sat and watched these full matches. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't watched a full multiplayer match, so we'll have to see how that flows. Once I see that, I can make my full video. I have a video of like first impressions where I kind of unpack my thoughts, but I do have a video I'm going to work on with like my deep thoughts about the multiplayer.
Well, the only bit of action that I've seen is from Drifter, and I watching like people from the COD community fly out and go check out the event and stuff like that really don't paint a full picture for me, because it's not an online service. They're still in something like a LAN. They're in a LAN environment where all the connections and stuff is still better and stuff like that.
For sure.
Second thing is, I kind of found it weird that everybody, well, like the leak a few weeks ago or a few days ago, something like that, that somebody said that, oh, the game is like Overwatch, and retracted that statement. But for me, it's like looking at the gameplay. Well, what I saw from Drifter's video was the game wasn't Overwatch, but it has like the abilities of Overwatch. Like the stem pack recovers over time, like your abilities recover over time and stuff like that.
Sure.
Do you think this might be a problem for you or anybody else?
It depends on the execution. If they create a system where it's all ability based, it's all specialist based, and it doesn't really come down to your core ability to point and shoot, and you find yourself winning more gunfights or just playing by your ability, I think that'll be a detriment. The one thing I will give Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare is that I don't like rig and specialist systems, but I still felt like...
Definitely too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last thing, and I think I almost forgot about this. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, the teamwork aspect of the game. Like, Drifter did say like the specialist abilities work better if you're in like a team game mode. How do you think this would affect like TDM instead of like hard point dominations and stuff like that?
Well, I think it'll actually and this is weird. This is just where the edges of my thoughts are going, so don't hold me to this too much. But I think it'll reinvent TDM, because I think when you go play an objective game mode, it will be really based on you using your abilities properly to help your team, similar to games like Overwatch or Rainbow Six Siege is a great example, also. But when you get into team deathmatch, I think it'll be more about your ability to win gunfights. So it'll bring team deathmatch. Maybe it'll make objective game modes more objective based and more team based, and team deathmatch way more Slayer based. And so I think it'll finally have that proper definition, because so many people play domination like TDM, so many people play hardpoint like TDM. They do not care about the objective. They just like the fact that the game mode's longer. So I think that it'll distinguish them from each other more. And I personally do like the idea that Call of Duty has specialists that do things that are just there to help your team. They're not selfish abilities. They're not just there to get you an easy kill or win a gunfight or get you a streak faster. Some of them are really there just to help your teammates with support role stuff, and I think that's great. And well, again, it depends on its execution.
That's actually it's kind of good to hear a different side of the story instead of what's going through my head, because I'm all about that negative.
No, I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
Like, for me, I can't like get hyped about a Call of Duty anymore, because I've been let down so many times and I can't stand that. So I just expect the worst. I'm
kind of in that boat right now, because I'm in a weird spot with COD because Modern Warfare Remastered was more of a game that I played way too much of back in the day. Infinite Warfare, I think, was a good game, but it was released at a time that I was sick of that type of Call of Duty. COD World War II was kind of dull to me, and so I haven't really had. Surprisingly, one of my least favorite Call of Duties is Black Ops 3, but it was also the last one that I was really into. It's like I actually like kind of let it consume my time a little bit. And I think Treyarch's good at making a game that you want to play for hours and hours and hours. So I'm excited as a channel. I would love to just tear into the game, man. I would love to just rip in there and say, fuck this mechanic,
Oh.
fuck this gun, fuck this game mode, you know. But as a Call of Duty fan, I'm like, this is interesting. This might not be a great, and I said this earlier on the stream. This might not be a great Call of Duty, but this might be a great shooter. So
True.
we'll see what happens. But thank you for your questions. I like that. Do you have anything else to say? Because I don't think I have too many people lined up right now.
I probably have a few other things to say. I just had to collect my thoughts together.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of how did Black Ops 3 like take up your time? Did you like wanted to get to that level 1000 master prestige, or was you trying to like complete all these challenges, or did you like want to try to get all the guns that you can?
I think what kept me playing when they first started adding guns to supply drops, that did motivate me to keep playing, even though I had almost no luck. But I wanted to get the highest level camo, and I did want to get to max prestige, and now I'm max prestige level 230. There was something about the gameplay loop that was very satisfying to me. And also, you have to remember, like, that was at a time where we hadn't seen, wall running, double jumping Call of Duties before. So it had that kind of novelty to it. Kind of like, that was my same thing with Advanced Warfare. I don't think Advanced Warfare is a great game, but in contrast to how bored I got with COD Ghosts, it kept me playing for a while. So I would say the novelty of what Black Ops 3 was doing, and the amount of things you could just earn, the hero gear, the dark matter camo, well, those are really the two big ones, and then max prestige, I wanted that. And then Infinite Warfare kept me interested because all the guns they added just came to me, and then I had the prestige weapons I had to go after, which I really wanted, like the M1 Garand and the UMP and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I hope Black Ops 4 has competent challenges and things to grind for, and isn't just based in random number generating supply drops, because that's, in my opinion, not good endgame content.
Yeah, and that's gonna probably lead to my next question. We all know that that Call of Duty is just gonna stick with supply drops. It's making them a ton more money, but
Sure.
we know that Black Ops 3 supply drops was pretty, should I say, like shitty.
You could say AIDS.
Do you think that they're gonna bring back the way that World War II and Infinite Warfare had chose to like get gun progression, or do you think that they're going to do the same thing as Black Ops 3?
They better do what Infinite Warfare did. I think if Treyarch really wants to impress, they need to give Season Pass holders the guns that they add in, and if they don't have the Season Pass, then you give people a challenge to complete to get the gun. Just copy Infinite Warfare system on the gun side of things. And then let the supply drops be cosmetics only. And right there, I've just described a loot system that still makes them money. People still want cool-looking attachment and weapon variants as long as they're cosmetic. People still want new outfits and things for their operators or specialists in this case. That's fine. But guns are content. Guns are right up there with maps, man. They're perfect for in-game content. I don't want to gamble my time or my real money for a reason to play. And a new gun being added would give me a reason to play. So they need to copy Infinite Warfare system, and I'll fight people that say otherwise. I'll fight them.
I'm kind of hoping that they do the same thing, because I don't like supply drops, and I'd rather grind tens and thousands and hours if the game is good. Don't get me wrong. If the game is good, I will grind the game out.
Sure.
with Black Ops 3, my philosophy was the game is good enough for me. I'll pay for some supply drops here and there,
Mhm.
even though I don't like it. But if the game's bad, it just like World War II. I just didn't like grinding for the game because it just felt like work. It wasn't as fun.
Well, I do need to make a video about this because they just recently released a weapon challenge to unlock one of their more interesting weapons, which is a 4-round burst rifle. And I was expecting this long, like, get 100 or 50 kills or something. And I look on there, and all you have to do to get this brand new gun is 30 rifle kills. I got that in one match of war and just had a new gun, and I hope Sledgehammer follows through with that more because that made me get on and play, and I'm excited to play more because I have this new gun. And if they keep doing that, that's a good pattern. And if Black Ops 3 followed that, I wouldn't hate that. Every week, 30 kills will get you this gun. I don't hate that.
I really just hope that the only thing I hope from this game is that it's good and it can keep my interest like Overwatch has, because
Sure.
that's the only game I've been playing so far. I stopped playing Black Ops 3. Nobody's playing it no more on my friends list.
Mm-hmm.
World War II is just a shit show for me. And the thing that ruined that game for me was its spawns.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, most people don't know about World War II spawns, and no other YouTuber or any other person just only one person that I've seen on the TSG channel talk about the World War II spawn. It's like every single time you die, you spawn in the same exact spot near the back of the map.
Oh man, that's irritating, and also I get revenge spawns sometimes. I'll get killed and then I'll be spawned in an area where I have an advantage over the person that killed me, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. The algorithm isn't working properly. But
to me, it just feels like it just feels like playing dodgeball with bullets is what really made me mad about World War II.
Sure.
Last question. 5v5 for the game modes. Do you think that this is like turning into them trying to make the game a little bit more competitive, like they did with not they did, but like what Bungie did with Destiny, with its multiplayer?
Well, when it comes to the competitive side of Call of Duty, it's always been 4v4. When it comes to like the pro scene, that's always been 4v4, and that's all that's going to be. So I think they did 5v5 to balance out the size of their maps, and maybe they felt like the game was too hectic. And this allows them to do a system where they can have a 7v7 game mode. And that will be the ground war. So instead of, how like original ground war was 8v8, now it could be like 5v5 or 7v7. And I feel like that would be okay with me. As long as there is a ground war mode, because there's tons of people that play Call of Duty with 5 other friends. Someone's getting left out, and I'm kind of worried about that happening.
All right. How about this? Do you think that the 5v5 maps, do you think the maps is going to be fit for 5v5? Or do you think that it's going to be like one big huge map, like a 6v6 map? So let's take like Jungle from Black Ops 1.
Got it.
Do you think they're going to put us in like that type of map, or all their maps is going to be like the same relative size, like Nuketown or something like that?
I think they're going to make Black Ops 3 sized maps, and this is actually a concern I have because Black Ops 3 bothered me a bit with its map design because it kind of felt like every line of sight got cut off somewhere, and it forced you into close mid-range engagements all the time. If these maps are really small, they might have made the maps and then went, okay, shit, these maps are too tiny, the gameplay's too hectic, let's chop a player off, and then make it so you have to manually heal, and that's how they kind of slowed down the gameplay. Maybe that's it. And that's how they decided to slow it. Maybe they made the maps and then balanced the team amounts after that. So I hope that... I don't think we're going to just get a bunch of Nuketown-sized maps, but I am concerned we're going to get a lot smaller maps that won't have the same amount of combat variety as, let's say, maps from COD Ghost or even COD World War II, which has... I don't love their maps, but they have more variety than Black Ops 3's, because Black Ops 3's, again, they forced engagement. So we'll see. I hope it's not all small maps, though, because that's mind-numbing after a while.
It really is. So you already know. I think I watched a couple of your videos. You like big, wide open maps, or at least enough, um, enough of a map to let you see a person, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you have larger maps, you okay, well actually let me ask you a question here about this. Do you think it's okay, and this goes for the of course the entire viewership of this, whoever's watching. Do you think it's okay for Call of Duty to have a map design philosophy that allows you to use whatever gun you want at any given time? What I mean by that is that in Black Ops 3, there is not one map where you can't use a shotgun because the maps will cater to that gun. The reason I like COD World War II's map, Gustav Cannon, is it's a map I have to actually adjust my. I don't love the map's design, essentially, but the size, I have to actually adjust my class for it, which I had to do in Call of Duty Ghosts with some of the larger maps. I can't run a shotgun on Siege or Stonehaven in COD Ghosts. It just doesn't work. I have to adjust my playstyle. That's variety. That creates engagement variety. Not every match is going to be the same design with a different skin on it. Because when you're constantly in the same engagement ranges all the time, that's not very good. So do you think every map should be able to have a shotgun on it? Like you should be able to use a shotgun on any map, or do you think some maps should tell you what yeah, you can't use that here?
I want to say it depends because I sometimes do crazy things like pick a shotgun on one of the worst maps in the game. Sometimes I do well with it. Sometimes I'm
It's
like
fun,
complete dog shit. But
but that's
that's kind
combat variety.
of
That's variety for you. You get to challenge yourself with something that maybe isn't exactly optimal.
yeah. It's like a mini game to me. Like
Hmm.
okay, how am I going to be able to get close enough to this person just to kill him with this shotgun?
Yeah, you have
And
to close
it's
that
kind of
distance.
fun
It's a
with me that
it's a
way.
risky game. It's a risky game to play. Because even Black Ops 2 had some pretty big maps. People don't like to talk about it, but yeah, Drone and Turbine are big ass maps for that game compared to the rest of them. A lot of long lines of sight. So,
Hmm.
so
I
I
think
think
this.
I hope they have some bigger maps. At least two. I want two larger maps. I want two turbine sized maps. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little bit butthurt. I'm gonna be a little well. Sorry, I'm gonna be bored. Is what I really am.
I don't know. It's this.
A lot of
I am just
speculation.
unlucky when it comes to snipers. So
Right, right.
in a way, I kind of hope that they do get some bigger maps for like all styles of play for the snipers and stuff like that. But in another way, I don't like getting one shot.
Oh no, trust me, I don't either. But in Black Ops 2, the problem was like, God, it's so irritating with Black Ops 2. I was playing it today, and I forgot that people will sprint at you with a sniper rifle in close quarters and just fucking and they'll win the gunfight. The snipers allow for that. I'm like, the hell. So hopefully that's not an issue as well. Because if all the maps are small, then they have to tweak the sniper rifles to be useful in those small engagements. And I don't want to get sniped up close while I'm using an SMG. That doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, and that is a good question. Do you think that Treyarch is going to do the same thing in Black Ops 3 with the snipers?
I hope not. I hope they have a. They don't need to have full aim assist on the snipers, but I think they should have it so it's like just the slowdown, just slow, just because like there's two types of aim assist in Call of Duty. You have the rotation where you feel your sight kind of pull, and then there's the slowdown when you get your sight close to the enemy, your sensitivity slows down. That's why it makes me really it laughs when people say it's auto aim because if it was auto aim, my KD would be a lot higher. Um, but
Yeah,
but I think they should have a little bit of
I
slowdown,
believe
just a little bit of
I
sensitivity
believe
slowing.
auto aim is like just for the campaign modes.
Right. But no, no, but there's PC players out there that think that the controller is going to somehow allow me to just auto aim onto them with if it has aim assist. And it's like, no, slowing down my sensitivity when I aim at you is not auto aiming. But either way, I hope they have a little bit, but I have a feeling they might do no aim assist. It's a feeling I
All
have.
right, this might be my last question. How do you think that the COD community is going to react to actually playing as a team? Because we all know that when people go from COD to Battlefield, they're not the best team players.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's I think And another good, an addendum to that question is, what about the lone wolf players as well, right? Like the lone wolf players that play Call of Duty just to be the top of the team in spite, like, okay, I'm like this, and you ask my friends, they'll tell you this. I am I am I will use my teammates as bait. So I'm not joking. I'll follow them
Everybody
around.
uses their teammates as bait.
Right, they go into a building and I'm like, oh, they died by a shotgun. I better not enter there. And I go around and I kill them from a different angle, or I throw a grenade in or something, and but in this I'm like, what if if I let my teammates die, they might not give me health or ammo or be able to use their ability that helps us win the match. So for me it'll be fine, but for the Call of Duty community, I don't know if they'll like it or not, but I think they'll have to adjust. I don't think the COD community's stupid. I don't think COD players are dumb. I think if you're in a domination match and you realize that your character can toss ammo and your character can place a spawn beacon, it's like, yeah, you're gonna want to use that. It'll get you points. One, okay, there's gonna be an incentive. You're gonna get score for doing this, so be helpful and it'll help you. And also, you're more likely to win the game. People will adjust to that. The ones that don't are going to get left behind and probably end up not enjoying the game fully, because I think the game is actually going to require some coordination, which will make me go play free for all the time because I don't want to work with people I don't know. Um,
So, so I can already see this in the future, like in TDM and like free for all. Everybody's going to be running that one specialist that gives out like health packets, or one of those specialists that gives out like more ammo and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
yeah,
And
sure.
those are probably going to be the only ones we're going to see for a while.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to be running around with like the Annihilator revolver that often. I feel like they're going to realize that that's not as helpful. That's just kind of there for fun almost. But of course, we'll have to see what happens. And I think that's the main thing with this game, is that we finally have a Call of Duty since, and I will say this, like, since Advanced Warfare, we have not really had a Call of Duty that's this fucking puzzling to us just by looking at it. It's like, this is weird. This is a whole bunch of new mechanics that have never been in COD before. How will they react? And that makes me excited as a YouTuber and as a COD fan alike. So I've enjoyed talking to you. Uh, I like your questions, and I hope you can join my podcast again sometime.
I'll probably join more. It just depends on if it's going to be like a super late time. Like it's 2 a.m. where I'm at, so
Me, I
I'm
never do
usually a
things
night
like this
owl, but
late.
that's because I got to go to work and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I will try to do these a little bit earlier, and I've heard that a couple times tonight in the chat, so I definitely will take that to heart.
It was nice talking to you,
Oh,
and nice of answering my questions.
yeah, no problem. I like this kind of discussion, so thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was nice. That's good people right there. We've had good people tonight on the podcast, but now it's getting a little bit late. We've talked about just about anything and everything under the sun with Black Ops 4. Um, if there's anything else you guys want to do or say, put it in the chat right now. If not, I'm probably going to be ending the stream. We only have about 11 people watching. So does anybody? Fuck it. One last caller. One last person in the Discord. How about that? One last person in the Discord. Ask anything you want. We'll see what happens here, I guess. I shouldn't do these so late. I don't know how the viewer base is. Thousand Fool, you're back. You're getting in. You're gonna get in. The fuck was that? Oh, my fucking elbow rubbed against the fucking table, and I'm like, it sounds like someone growling in my room. The hell? Oh, you're free now? Okay. Then Had to go to dinner. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna join this. I'm gonna say create instant invite. This is okay. You guys can use this. This one's for you Thousand Fool and for you Scarecrow. And we're gonna end the podcast with a conversation with you two. So you just go ahead and join. And we'll see what happens here.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how are you doing? I don't know you.
I'm great.
Where are you
No,
from?
you aren't. I'm from Antarctica. That's where I'm from.
You're supposed to say in the Untucket. Get out. So, I'm actually going to ask you the question here. How about okay? What'd you hate?
What to hate?
Fun one first.
I hate the fact that it's Black Ops 3.5.
Did you notice that the very first frame of and Thousand Fool, there it is.
Holy shit!
Hi.
Finally.
Whoa, your
Hi.
mic just.
God damn.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm as you know, I'm in Niue. I have 200 kilobytes of internet. Yep.
Oh.
Fun.
Well,
I can't play online games. I have not played an online game in 6 months. Help me, please.
Well, that's fine. Sometimes you'll sound like Gladys from Portal, but that's okay.
I was thinking more R2D2, but that works too, I guess.
I've actually just been replaying both the Portal games because I don't have internet.
That's
They're fun.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend loves the Portal games. It's her favorite games, right? But I don't know if I can tell her this, but maybe she hasn't figured this out yet. I get cranky at video games, and so puzzle games make my brain hurt, and then I get mad, and then don't laugh.
I love puzzle games.
Well, that's because you're probably smarter than me.
Mate, I'm 16, boy.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'm not even.
I bet you're better at long division.
Anyway, I can't believe long division. Oh, mate, don't even get me on math. I am terrible.
Fair enough. I wanted to actually.
Yeah.
I want to take a little second here and thank you for all the support you've given to my channel over the last couple of months. That's been really nice of you.
Oh.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know what to say.
You're you. I just respect you so much. A lot of YouTubers are just money or in it for. I've told you this on Twitter, I think, but I just hope you
the
never
implication
really,
being that I'm not funny. Lots of YouTubers are funny. They have charisma. They make good points. But you're special. No, but no. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've recently I don't know. It's just when you posted that video about how you're going to start this stream and shit, I was like, oh my god, thank God, because I was actually thinking about posting a comment in a video like, boom, your commentary videos are getting stale because they were. No offense, but
oh no,
I've been watching you for like a year, and you're opinionated. It's like I've heard all of your talking points, and I know where you stand, and I'm kind of like should have said these are fun, but
But that's what I'm really excited about. New games
I'm
coming
just glad.
out. I get to have new things to talk about, and I'm excited. I haven't had new things to talk about. We have new Battlefield. You remember my channel when Battlefield 1 came out? I get more things to bitch about.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I get to go
remember when Battlefield 1 came out.
Yeah, I get to go after Halo and Battlefield and Red Dead, and I get to gush over Kingdom Hearts and stuff. I'm really excited to make fun videos, more fun videos, because because you know they don't get a lot of views, but some people say it makes them laugh, so that makes me kind of want to do more of it.
Yeah, I remember when you when Battlefield 1 came out. Battlefield 1 was actually the very first and currently only game I've ever pre-ordered. I pumped about 150 hours into it, got to about level 60 odd, and just gave up because the grind was real for all the late game weapons.
Yeah, no, that's it's rough, for sure.
It's just not great.
So, did you
I haven't
watch?
even,
Did
like,
you watch the Black Ops 4 reveal? Or
no, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I'm currently in like the bang smack middle of like my school exams.
Sure.
It's like my level 1 type of thing, and I haven't been able to get on the internet much recently. I mean, I heard that it was dropping on Twitter and stuff, but I haven't been like paying close attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just happy to have you on the podcast just because, you know, you've been around so long. I think I've only talked to you maybe once or twice.
Yeah, like I remember you doing a Q&A like a year and a bit ago, and I was on there for about 15 minutes. That's like the only time I've like actually talked to you. I've actually got some questions for you that I prepared. Yeah. So, what games are you looking forward to in 2018?
Kingdom Hearts 3, 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 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
So, I guess you like Kingdom Hearts then?
No, I hate it. No, I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited for Forza, and I'm excited for you know, I'm excited to see what the new Battlefield and Black Ops are like. You know, so I'm excited about those. So pretty much all the big releases. I'm also a little excited for the new Rage coming out. That looks interesting.
Borderlands.
Oh yeah, I saw some memes on I saw some memes on Twitter about like some GameStop employee releasing some what it is. But yeah.
Well,
and Scarecrow, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I watch you on and off too. But I've
thanks,
only ever watched you because you're friends of.
Well, I suppose that's a good reason
stuff.
as any, you know. Gee, Boom, you know, knowing you has perks, man. It's great. I love it.
yeah, I didn't know being me had perks, let alone knowing me.
I was like, hey, any YouTube friend of Boom is a subscriber that is a person I should subscribe to.
You should subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Have you subscribed to other things on my channel? Because I have like I think 2 other things. I have like Captain Disillusion and Armored Skeptic on my things that I watch thing on my channel. You should subscribe to them too and tell them I
am subscribed. I've actually Armored Skeptic for a long time actually.
Oh really? Well, there
I'm a big fan of Armored Skeptic. Yeah, I find them quite interesting. And who else? Dishonored Disillusion. Who?
Captain Disillusion. He's on my front page. It says like stuff that I watch, and Captain Disillusion is one of my favorite channels. If you want to learn about video editing, if you want to learn about how hoaxes are done, it's great. His whole video style is unique, and you learn so much about like if you're a videophile and you kind of like how you know movies, special effects, you know, is this viral video real or CGI? He's the guy to go to. And then
Captain Disillusion. Oh, I might have actually watched a couple of his videos before. I've seen somebody do a format like that, but I haven't. I didn't really check the channel. Okay, yeah, I'll look into that. I'm actually taking a video editing and animation course currently at my school, so that's interesting.
Oh yeah, then right up your alley. Watch him. Right, yeah, you'll learn shit.
I mean, I'm currently just throwing together random shit posts that I make in my single player games using DaVinci Resolve, so that's fun.
Yeah, I mean that's That's always fun. That's what I like about
It's like
my
all I
silly
can do.
videos is like I just like sometimes you've seen my silly videos. They're basically shit posts. They're basically ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're either like barely
Yeah,
edited, just like
I've
here's
seen
something I
the
found funny,
good amount.
or it's so heavily edited it's just like I could go further, but it's like I don't want to. It gets too messy.
Mm.
But
Only the OG Boom subscribers will remember Milk and Muffin.
Milk and Muffins is a modern masterpiece, but we won't talk about it. Did you have any other questions?
Yeah. Do you think Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, I mean, will be like a Lawbreakers type of like, you know,
Become a
super
mass.
fast paced, really, you know, just
No, no.
maybe not like how it ended up, but like kind of like how it might play.
I think it's gonna be kind of like if
Similar, maybe.
I think it looks like Black Ops 2 had a very strange child with Rainbow Six and Overwatch, and those are the games I think I would compare it to more than Lawbreakers. Because Lawbreakers is very movement based, advanced movement based, whereas like Rainbow Six and Overwatch really isn't.
Were you referring to the fact that
I was really hoping
like the fact that it crashed and like basically financially bankrupted its studio?
12 concurrent
I was actually
players.
hoping Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping Lawbreakers would do better because it just looked like a good game, but yeah.
Yeah,
It looked fun.
The only problem is there was lots of other good games out, and yeah, I think it peaked at like 12 to 15 players like on the last couple of days. So,
Sure.
Oh, it's an all-time monthly high. That's
Yep.
the sad part.
It's slightly
now that I've
slightly
got
higher than
Boom, you
Modern Warfare.
probably know.
What's up?
Yeah. As you know, Boom, you might know this. I recently got upgraded to a PC
Okay.
off the Xbox. I'm now as you know, I've sent you some Twitter pictures before, and like I'm just, it's so much better. Jesus Christ, I'm
Yeah.
I came like I have my Xbox. You can't. Oh, this is my Xbox here. That's my Xbox One gathering dust that I haven't used in about 8 months.
Right.
And it's just sitting
Are
there.
you trying to shame
I mean, no
me?
offense to the
Are
Xbox,
you trying to
but like,
are you trying to shame me on my podcast? Coming in here spouting your PC Master Race propaganda? I mean, I love my PC. My PC is nothing to like write home about anymore. It was 4 years ago, but it's
what
still.
is it? You said you had like a 1970?
I have a 960 and 4 gigs of RAM.
970?
6.
Oh, that's 4 gigs.
Oh, oof. Yeah, I know, right?
4 gigs.
But like, getting my 4K monitor. My parents got a 4K HDR TV. Well, my monitor is HDR as well. And then my Xbox One X. I've been loving that. I've been loving the hell out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy an Xbox One X because now I have a a slightly above average gaming computer.
Sure.
And I didn't have that many friends on Xbox. And like I just prefer like I'm playing like Ark. I like survival crafting games. Those are like up there on me. I don't know if you've heard of Rust, but I quite like Rust. Yeah. I like Ark, Survival Evolved. I played a bit of the Culling when it was like actually a game.
Right.
I just kind of like those hardcore survival games.
Sure.
Like when I was 12, like Minecraft was the shit. Well,
yeah. I was gonna say like when I was 13, Minecraft was like, oh man. My friend brought it over on my 13th birthday on a flash drive, just like a little .jar file. Lord Jesus, I played. I wish I had a way to check, but I think I have like 40 days played just on that .jar file or more. Could be more around 80.
Oh yeah, because of my slow internet connection, I recently got Minecraft again, and I've just been enjoying it. It's just fun.
It is.
Put some mods on it. Oh, taking me back. Yeah. It is because yeah, I got like I've recently got a job, so I have a bit more money, so I can actually afford games now, which is nice. But yeah, Minecraft is actually like if you mod the shit out of it, it actually becomes a decent game.
I used to, yeah, I used to mod guns into it. The portal gun mod was one of my all-time favorite things I ever got.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah.
Stuff.
Mm.
Okay, but now we're gonna switch over.
I got
we're gonna switch over.
one more
to...
question.
Okay, go for it. Go for it, actually.
Okay. Oh yeah. What's your favorite part about Call of Duty and its and the franchise itself?
Probably the fact that no one else is doing what it does very well. It's seen as very, very generic.
Well, it's Battlefield.
But Battlefield doesn't do what Call of Duty does, though. Battlefield its own thing. Battlefield doesn't feel as tight as Call of Duty.
Nah.
It's not as personal as Call of Duty. If something came along, and Iron Sight is a good example of something that could come along and become a real competitor to Call of Duty. Because I don't think people do what Call of Duty does very well. I don't think Call of Duty has any competition in its subgenre of Twitch arena shooter. I think other ones don't feel as optimized. They don't feel as well performing. And I love Battlefield. I would even go out of my way to say I think Battlefield is objectively better than Call of Duty. But something keeps me coming back, and I think it's because Battlefield doesn't scratch the itch. It doesn't scratch that itch that Call of Duty.
Watch that statement. COD fanboys are gonna come for your throat now.
Oh man, if it's not the COD fanboys getting mad that I like Battlefield, it's the Battlefield fanboys getting mad that I like COD.
Yeah,
they all have his address by now.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had like a laser sight come through my fucking window yet.
They have a sniper. Yeah, they have a sniper looking through you.
He's trying to like compensate too much for bullet dropping. Faggot's gonna miss me by a mile. I really don't.
Guys, I'm being a scout, guys. I'm being a scout. I'm helping.
I'm gonna spot his scope glint and get out of the way. I like Battlefield a lot, but I think people, because of Call of Duty becoming such a meme, people don't realize it's really the only thing that's doing what it's doing in a way that's mainstream, that has a consistent player base, and is well optimized. I think of Call of Duty as being very, very flawed until I go play other games, and then I realize, oh shit, the entire fucking industry is incredibly flawed. Like, think of it, like Battlefield. I love Battlefield 4. And the console version of Battlefield 4 is fairly well optimized. And then I play it on a console like the Xbox One X, and I'm like, this is really, this is good. But would I say it's on the level of Call of Duty's optimization? I can't say that it is. There's just something about it. And so, and maybe people could argue, and I'd be up for a discussion about it with, for another time, maybe a whole other podcast about why even play COD. That'd be a great podcast topic. Why even play it? I bet I could come up with more reasons than the one I just stated, but really I think the primary one is that because I play so many shooters, Destiny doesn't feel like COD, Doom doesn't feel like COD, Battlefield doesn't feel like COD, Halo doesn't feel like COD. COD is special, even though it's kind of beat to death. I think it's special, so that's why I think I like the franchise, and that's what I see in it.
I've kind of fallen out of Call of Duty in the last 2 years. I got Infinite Warfare, like the season pass, the gold edition or whatever, and I only put like 40 hours into it. It's just my family was doing a thing, and we were moving, so I couldn't play that. And then we go over to where I now live, and I couldn't play Cold War II because I only really got the game for the multiplayer, and like I'll do the campaign, but it's not like what I bought it for, and no internet. Yeah, so Call of Duty I've kind of fallen out of. I had a friend come over to and he had Cold War II, and he said it was like really repetitive and a bit boring. So I don't know.
Well,
is it still worth getting?
If you don't have a great internet connection, I would kind of say no.
Yeah.
So, but the one thing I do think though is I think people expect to only love Call of Duty because for a long time, If you're a COD fan a couple of years ago, you probably mostly played COD, and so it's like, for me, I grew out of Call of Duty for a while until I realized that Call of Duty doesn't have to be the game I play, and the big distinction is that it's one of the games I play. I'm a fan of the franchise, like next when put next to or side by side other games, and I think it's a good break from other games. I like completing challenges, and I like grinding for camos, and I like the hit scan gameplay and stuff. And when I go without it for a long enough time, I get bored. I get bored of other games very quickly. And I go back to Call of Duty, and then I get bored of COD, and then I go to Rainbow, and I go to Rainbow to Battlefield, and Battlefield to, I don't know, maybe the next game I get really into is Destiny. I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. But now we're gonna switch over to Scarecrow, and I want
Rainbow. Oh, yeah.
You want? Oh, you can finish your sentence, man.
Scarecrow. Oh, there he is. Nah, I was just saying that because of my internet connection, I might get games like Ghost Recon Wildlands, and just because it's a okay single player game, and because I didn't have anything else to play at the time, and like this guy in my in the area that I live, he like imports games from New Zealand to where I live.
Sure.
And like you can buy them off like any AAA game for $20.
Right.
So like I could get Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed Oasis right now.
Sure.
Off him just because he knows people like me just can't get the internet connection. And it's Ghost Recon Wildlands. It wasn't great. Like after you finish the game, it's very repetitive.
I like role playing in that game. Perfectly honest. If you can do that, it's if you can get your head in that space, I think that gives the game new life. If you don't want to play pretend while playing pretend, then no. But now we're gonna switch. Now we're gonna switch to Scarecrow, and I want Scarecrow to kind of go on a bit of a rant, if he can, about Black Ops 4.
Come on, Scarecrow.
I'm gonna let him take over the podcast for a second, because he's got a good speaking voice. He's got a good meme going on. He's got a channel. He's got a thing. He's got a stuff. He's got a meme. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna close my eyes, and Scarecrow's gonna say everything he thinks about Black Ops 4 really quickly. Go.
Okay, Black Ops 4. Jeez, okay. Hand me the mic, why don't you?
Have it.
All right. Black Ops 4. I woke up this morning, saw it all over my feed, everywhere. I was like, okay, this is gonna be really cool. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna really enjoy this. And my first initial impression was one of like really big disappointment. And I'm not usually that kind of person, like especially for a COD reveal. It's like it's exciting stuff, but I was just like, it kind of hit me. Just like, damn, this looks really, really similar to something I've played far too much of.
Right. Because you've played like 18,000 days worth of Black Ops 3, 1 million weeks, 2,000 months.
I've played a lot of Black Ops 3. I'll just say that. And I don't know, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing guns that are similar. I'm seeing the saber specialists. I'm seeing maps that look pretty similar.
Linear.
And I'm trying to remain optimistic. Okay, like it's gonna be fun regardless.
There is enough new stuff, though. I think there's enough new changes to the meta.
The more I watched the reveal, the more I got into it. Like the first 10 minutes were a bit rough, and it was like, but yeah, I got sucked into it. I am on board with Black Ops 4. I do think they could have. I understand what they're trying to do, because they're trying to create like this Marvel universe with the Black Ops thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But whatever, that's what they're doing with it. Okay, they could have, like, in my opinion, if they wanted to do the whole universe kind of thing, they could have made the universe a bit more interesting, because Black Ops 3's storyline and characters and theme kind of sucks, in my opinion. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
But I guess they kind of don't want to start from scratch again, so whatever.
It's almost like, okay, I want to interject something here. It's almost like they're retconning Black Ops 3. Because it's it's a sequel to Black Ops. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's a sequel to Black Ops 2, which came out in 2012, but it's a prequel to Black Ops 3, which came out in 2015. It's like they're they're it's retconning. It's like, oh, that didn't happen. This is the Black Ops 2 sequel. It's like, why'd you fucking you George Lucas the release dates? That's in the wrong order. And I feel like they didn't want Black Ops 3 to continue. I don't think they wanted a sequel to Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
weird.
I mean, look at it this way, okay? The story for Black Ops 3, it just sucked ass. The fact that I had to watch an hour-long video of someone trying to explain to me what happened in the story and I still don't understand it, that speaks to how much they can actually go with a sequel. So I understand why there's no campaign.
Sure.
I mean, Jesus, where do you go after that? You'd have to create an entirely new, story with new set of characters. Why the fuck would you even do that when you can just create a battle royale mode and just,
Yeah, Black Ops 3 story was
exactly. I'm kind of happy that they're focusing a little bit more on this the specialist side of it. Like if they're gonna do story in Black Ops 4, they can focus on whatever they're trying to do with the specialists and the zombies mode. I still fucking hate specialists with a burning passion, but whatever. Like specialist abilities and fucking power weapons can just go and jump in a lake. But anyway, we're stuck with them.
Looks like it.
I saw a purifier in that trailer, and I wanted to vomit. Ugh. But anyway.
I was a little when I saw the purifier. I'm gonna be frank. My asshole clenched. When I saw that, I was like, "This is exactly what I didn't like in Black Ops 3." But my friend made a good point. Well, you actually know him, Gamer Central. Jason made a point to me today. Jason made a point to me that he said that, well, you can't jump. So when the purifier has to run at you or flank you, that is new because Black Ops 3, like, okay, the gravity spike thing. Gravity spikes when you can always like quickly get up in the air and then drop down on someone or come off of a wall. They're a little bit more powerful. They're a little bit more ridiculous, actually. In fact, I think the Annihilator is going to be much more useful now, because the Annihilator, because like now no one's going to jump over your sightline. And I think that's kind of cool because that will shift it. I think and we always forget that. It's like, I hate the purifier. But you put the purifier in a different game with a different meta and a different style. It's like, okay, well, it's not the same thing. And who knows? Maybe it won't do the thing where if it touches your fucking ankle, you die. Like, maybe they'll make it so he has to actually get 3 hit markers on you before you're a fucking marshmallow.
The flip side to that is sure, you can kill a purifier that's trying to flank you and stuff.
Sure.
But boy, you can't get away either.
It turns into a goddamn horror game.
Like if you're in a spawn with a purifier and he's just like spinning in circles, how do you get away then? You jump out of the way, you can't boost or dash, you're stuck. So whatever. I'm hoping that Treyarch has a little bit more sense this time and it's not just all gung-ho thrown in, randomly. Like a lot more of their abilities look like they're tactical, like assists and stuff like that, which I'm happy with.
That is something interesting.
Free kills.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You think you were watching. It's that there's abilities that don't help you. They help your teammates. I'm like, that's fucking novel. That is like the idea of
that's good. I haven't seen the review.
Well, there's like there's attack insert for your whole team that you can place if you're Seraph. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, that's gonna change the way objectives are played.
I'm gonna be that guy running around fucking healing everyone just so my teammates don't die as much. Jeez,
and you'll be able to get a lot of points from that and rank, and you'll be able. This is gonna be the first Call of Duty where you can level up by throwing down more ammo crates and healing people. That's crazy. I
mean, also like for objective players too, like the fact that if you do like, you've probably seen Prestige's video talking about like his concerns and stuff like that.
But, I haven't actually. What do you say?
Well, if you're on a flag for 95% of the capture time, you're there by yourself. And you die like at 99%, you'll still get 99% of credit and points for capturing that flag.
Oh, like, that's the way it should have. That's kind of how Battlefield does it. Actually, it says like if you stand on a flag from the beginning to the end of the capture, it'll say capturing 10 points, capturing 10 points, capturing 10 points, capturing 10 points, and then if you die, you still get that, 50, 30, 40 points.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's good.
There's a lot of like little things that I'm glad that they've added into the game as well. The one thing that I do want to bring up though is I'm not like, I know everyone's talked about this, but I'm not a fan of the regenerating health by yourself. I
Whoa!
don't like that.
I don't hate it. If it's annoying, if it becomes annoying, I will agree with you. But
okay,
in theory,
my point is, okay, Call of Duty is smooth as fuck when it wants to be. All right, when you have momentum and stuff, it's smooth.
It's
and
like jazz, motherfucker. Yeah.
The reason I didn't fall in love with World War II is the amount of downtime between everything in that game. Like, between gunfights, you have to wait 6 seconds to heal before you can get into another. There's just a lot of stuff that means it's very disjointed, and I didn't like that. In this, Treyarch's always been high octane, in your face, kill another guy, straight on to the next gunfight. Like, in Treyarch games, I feel like I could kill the entire team and then turn around and do it again within 2 seconds. Sure. That's something that I think I enjoyed the most out of their side of Call of Duty, is the fact that it's like hard hitting in your face. Whereas now they're adding in all this stuff that I've got to think about. Like, they're making me think.
See, that's
they're
the thing.
fucking making me think in a COD game. I don't want that shit. I just want to run around and kill people.
Well, and you're not. It sounds like a dumb argument.
You're becoming the stereotype for a COD player.
Right. Well, it sounds like a dumb argument, but you actually have a really good. You're tapping into a really good point, and that is that. Yes, it's good to have more complexities and things players have to think about that makes a more fulfilling experience that counts for almost every game, unless it is at the expense of smooth, coherent, intuitive gameplay that flows from one moment to the next. Yeah. Now, Charlie Intel did say it's way better than the trailer.
Okay.
He said it. They said it's way more intuitive and he said streamlined. If they're not lying, and they're not just because I feel like everybody that goes to these events, they're surrounded by hyped up people. They have developers there. They're YouTubers. Yeah. They're excited. I feel like if I was in that situation with any game, I would be like, oh whoa, this shit's cool, and then like later I might have something else to say. And I don't have a problem with them being excited, but I have the same concern, because if it adds to the game without distracting from the main experience, that's great. But if it becomes the focal point of the experience, then it won't feel like COD anymore. It won't. How could it? So yeah.
I mean, there's already some like situations where it's going to be a bit annoying. Like, for example, like I don't know. Do you only get one? No, it's a recharge thing. That's right. So there's a certain amount of seconds before you can heal yourself again. There is a perk currently in the game that reduces that to 1.5 seconds. Sure. Like between each thing. Like I can tell there's gonna be a situation where someone's using that bitch where I shoot him like 4 times. He goes around the corner, pops a thing back up to full health, and then just jumps back around the corner and eats all my bullets and I die. Like that's gonna happen. I call that. That's definitely gonna happen.
You know what? You might be.
Yeah, it will.
You might be right, and maybe the answer to that will be slowing down. Maybe you know what it should do? It should make a loud sound when you do it. So you can hear so in Battlefield 4, you can hear when somebody gets spawned on. It makes this very distinct sound when someone gets spawned on. And so if you're shooting at an enemy and they go around a corner and you hear that sound and no one spawned on you, you're like, oh shit, he has a buddy around that corner now. So if you shoot somebody and they run around the corner and you hear like let's just make like an EpiPen sound kind of thing, just like a tss, you can be like, oh no, and that's when you push them. And because remember, we can slide around corners like we did in Black Ops 3, which is where you undercut them in the gunfight, which is super bullshit. But maybe that's what they're thinking, is that if someone runs around the corner, they make that loud sound, and you go, nah, and then you get to undercut them. And maybe that's how it will work. But I'm kind of getting too specific for my own speculation. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, look on the bright side, boys.
Yeah.
The mics on Call of Duty might actually become,
people might go back into game chat. That might be cool. But guess what, though?
I
that
don't
doesn't work.
see it.
Yeah.
No, this is why it doesn't work though. Think about Battlefield. Nobody uses mics in Battlefield. Nobody. I've been playing Battlefield for
Yeah.
so many goddamn years, and I have maybe met 10 people in the voice chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want to communicate.
There's
That's
one
why
game that's more silent than Call of Duty at Battlefield.
which is weird because the community is all talking about how tactical and realistic
Yeah,
and team-based it is, but everything's on autopilot in Battlefield. People don't fucking realize that. You can make your character say, "I need ammo," so why would I plug my mic in? It's more.
Yeah.
It's actually better to have your character with a big icon over their head, going, like flashing back and forth. I need ammo. I need ammo. Like that's way more important. So
But
than actually talking, I guess.
I don't see that becoming a thing. Like in Call of Duty, I don't see myself running around trying
Maybe
to
in League
find
play.
a medic to heal myself. I don't find myself like ever. I don't think that I'll ever be running around trying to find a dude to try to drop me armor. It's like, oh, there's an armor kit or some health, or there's some extra ammo. I'll snag that on my way past, but I'm not going to be running around. I don't think I'll ever say, right, I'm going to push B, but I'm going to wait for my firebreak here to charge up his ability so then I can use my ability to heal him while he's using his. Like, why? That's fucking Overwatch stuff. I'd rather just run into the B flag, kill two people, cap the flag, halfway, and then die.
I think you'll still be able to do that. And so that is one thing I might be concerned about, is that they've added all these things that won't actually really add to the gameplay. It's because it won't. You'll kind of be almost avoiding it, so that you can get along with your business faster.
Yeah.
Mm.
As long as
There's
it's
gonna be
like you
one
said.
thing that's gonna release when it releases. It's gonna be like this, like one super overpowered combo that's gonna dominate the meta.
Mm-hmm.
Like healing this character while he uses this ability. That's gonna be when even with Overwatch, it's always like a mercy
know what?
pocket healing.
See, this
like
is why I need to talk to more people. I didn't even
it's
fucking
gonna
think
be
about
something
that.
like that.
Now, yeah, let's focus on that for a second. I can already see some combinations. People already found out that you can actually use the Ruin's grappling hook into his seismic slammer meme. Like you can do that.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, what other combinations will there be? Will it like trophy system with
Okay.
this shield guy or
Well,
something? Or not trophy
You can
system.
give like the guy that heals
Yeah,
you. The guy that heals you can boost your health to 300%,
Uh-huh.
like 300 health, right? You give that to a fire break that has a purifier before he runs into a
Well, I don't
spawn.
think you can get to 300. I think it only goes to 50 plus.
Yeah.
So it starts at 150, and then you can get it to 200, and that's as high as it goes.
Ah, okay. I also know too
Yeah,
that
the point is, if you're gonna like, honestly, like with Overwatch, if you can't really, it's really hard to kill a Winston that's got a Mercy on him, right?
Mhm.
And I think in Call of Duty with this new system coming out, it's going to be particularly difficult to kill a fire break with Medic just dropping him health or whatever. And it's just going to become a pain.
But the thing is that Overwatch doesn't have
That's
a
just going to be the
competent.
meta.
Well, that's the thing, is like Overwatch doesn't have a competent gunplay meta though. The thing is that you
Mm,
put all these
yeah.
abilities in games like Rainbow Six and
Mhm.
Overwatch, they still rely on gunplay. So yeah, you can heal your fire break. That's nice. I have 2 grenades in fast hands. Go ahead and fucking
Yeah.
like that fire break in the trailer. He's like placing that stupid cylinder that like hurts everyone in the area but him, which is really weird. I
Yeah.
don't understand how that works. I don't know the logic behind it. I don't get it. I don't know if I want to get it. But he plants it down and he opens it up. That's a death sentence if you actually did that in a match against aggressive players. Like,
Mm.
they'd see you setting that down, and you'd get a Sims tech stuck to your ass so quick you wouldn't be able to react. And I don't think that it's gonna be. I think that overpowered combinations work in games that do not have an underlying gunplay meta, because that's the thing. It's like Call of Duty. You can have.
Oh my.
Because even in Black Ops 3, I complained about those abilities so much, and I still will, but I can still take them out in 3 to 4 shots. Consistently with with just about
I
most
can.
guns.
There's like a character cap of like 2 per choice, because otherwise we're gonna see 4 healers.
It's one per
one-
choice. It's
one guy,
it's
and they're all
one
just
per,
going to be healing that
it's one per team.
Oh,
It's like Rainbow.
sorry, I haven't watched the reveal trailer, so I don't know.
Oh, it's
but...
okay. No, it's one per team,
thank
which
God,
is.
because I can
I
just
wanted
imagine
6-man ruin.
4 healers, 1 fire break.
But I have a problem though. I still there's a problem with that. I want to use that grappling hook a lot, and so will everybody else, and they're gonna take it from me, and I'm gonna
The problem
be
is,
mad.
you're going to have to get really good with the specialist that nobody likes, because if you don't get in time, everyone's just going to take all the good ones, and you're going to go,
Well, that was the worst
okay,
part about playing.
I'm the guy.
Okay, the worst part about playing Rainbow Six solo is logging onto the game and having in your head the operator you want to play as. Like, I want to play as Buck.
And then
my
they
name
pick
is
yours.
Buck. My name is Buck. I'm here to fuck. That's what you're thinking as you're booting the game up. You get it all loaded up. You load into a match. Your thumb is hovering over the button. Somebody takes him, and you wonder, why did I buy this game? Everything is bad, and I'm angry.
Yep. I have that feeling every time somebody takes Mirror.
Right, like my friend is really good with Jaeger. When someone takes Jaeger, he gets fucking mad. It's like, and that's for a game with like no respawns and with shorter rounds. If I have to play a whole domination match as a specialist I don't want to play as, I'm gonna be kind of triggered. Oh, first come, first serve. You have to fight this random to see who's gonna click on the button first. I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah. It'll be a little awkward, but I think people are gonna just have to pull their pants up and just deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to deal with it, but it's like I've never had to before in the franchise, so it's worth bringing up that, like, hey, this isn't. By adding in a new feature, you've also added in a new frustration.
Yeah, I just thought of a funny scenario there. If you have a better PC than everyone else and you load into the game quicker, you can,
No,
you literally choose
with my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
With my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Right? I was playing with my friend today, and I was already in the match getting kills while he was still loading. Because of the X has just a faster machine. So I already had 3 kills by the time he joined. I'm like, this is now that you guys are mentioning this, is like, yeah, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, the people on the Xbox, on the regular Xbox, are going to feel the pain to the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
When it comes to picking their chosen.
But I don't. But
it's going to be even more of a problem on PC for people who just don't have the 1080 Ti's and shit in their computer.
Or the solid state drives.
Or the 1 gig internet connection. Or the or the SSDs or the 1 gig internet speed.
Right. Well, I think this conversation's actually ended up frustrating me because you guys have basically found out things to be irritated about that I didn't even think of. There's so many things to be angry about. I wasn't even angry at them yet.
Yeah, I could go on and say the fact that they haven't talked about some of the more popular specialists from Black Ops 3 probably means that they're going to be added in, to supply drops or something later on in the game.
If I see fucking Rippers.
Oh yeah, I really hope they don't.
Like, you want to play as Ripper? You want to play as Spectre? You can play as him if you unlock him in a supply drop.
I don't think they're gonna put them in supply
Treyarch
drops. I think
was horrible.
I think they're either gonna allow you to buy them directly with COD points, or they should just give them out for free.
Yeah.
Treyarch needs to be giving this year.
When it came to supply drops, Treyarch and Black Ops 3 was horrible.
They were the worst. So that's what I'm wondering if they're going to redeem themselves. But I don't trust them to redeem themselves because they're doing it in Black Ops 3 still. There have been 3 major Call of Duty.
Why can't they just
Think about that. 3 major Call of Duty releases has happened since Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
And they're still doing the same shit.
I was thinking that when they released Cold World War II, they would make it so you can just buy weapons with COD points in Black Ops 3, just so people would at least play with the guns they want. But no, it's Treyarch we're talking about.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
and that's the other thing
boys.
too, is that with COD World War II, they just recently had a challenge where you could get the burst rifle by getting 30 rifle kills. I said this earlier. One match.
Good for them. That's good.
Right, I did 1 match, 30 kills, got a new gun. I don't think Treyarch's gonna do that.
good.
I don't think they are.
No.
And that's why people say, well, it's Activision.
Like,
Well, if it was
Treyarch-
Activision, then Modern Warfare Remastered would have been just as bad. Infinite Warfare would have been just as bad. COD World War II would have been just as bad, and so would have Advanced Warfare. But they're not. Advanced Warfare had its problems, but it had a smaller loot pool. You were way more likely to get something you wanted.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's the
Infinite Warfare
design.
brought me back every day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Infinite Warfare had me bored of that
Like,
genre of COD.
And when I was there, and when I was there, I played like a match or two just because hey, I'm here. I might as well just load up a game.
Yeah, and some guns in that
like,
game
yeah.
kept me
That's like
on
the
for a
only
little
time I
bit.
played.
Like, yeah, some of the guns kept me on for a match or two.
Yeah.
And other times a gun kept me coming back, like the MP28 and the Viper SMG. Oh, the LMG with the smoke grenade launcher. That one was really weird, but I had a lot of fun playing around with that one. And it's like that matters, right? Like I would think that matters.
Yeah, like,
You keep people
I
playing.
feel like I was respected as somebody who bought the season pass and the gold edition in Infinite Warfare. Like I felt like they cared a bit more rather than other Call of Duties.
Yeah, and I hope that Treyarch learned from their mistake. I hope Activision, if it's Activision, that's fine. The outcome's still the same. I hope they learned as well. But I think we're gonna end the podcast. It's been a while, and it's getting really late.
Yeah, 3 hours I think, right?
Yeah, but it was fun though.
Yeah, late for you. It's only 8:30 for me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not terrible. But the next one I do will be a little bit earlier in the evening, so it won't be quite as detrimental to people that, I don't know, have actual schedules. So, thank you guys for finishing up the podcast with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I hope to have,
Oh, this is fun.
yeah, I hope to have this again. So, thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys. Do you have anything else you guys want to say?
Nope. I'm good. I'm good.
Dab on them haters and achieve your dreams.
Okay. See you later, guys.
That's it.
All right. See you.
Well, that's it, guys, for our podcast. If you're watching this in post, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a rough draft, and we're going to do better from here on out. We're going to do new things, better things. Thank you for anyone who subscribed and did cool things. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you guys. Goodbye.